Oh, I've had enough. I've really had enough. How old would you guys... Oh, God, this is very dodgy asking the internet this, but how old would you guys think that I am? I've got some grey hairs coming through here. Yes, I've got makeup on, but my face moves. I've got quite a lot of wrinkles. I've got, like, wrinkles on my eyes. My neck is getting a bit saggy. Why am I telling the internet this? Anyway, my point is, I am so sick of people's faces on the internet with filters on and Botox and lasers and fillers, and no shade to people who do that because it's your face and you do whatever you want. But where are the people with normal faces who don't get work done because we can't afford it? Where are you? Where are all the people? So anyway, I didn't really want to show my face like this today. And then I thought, how ridiculous is it that I don't want to show my perfectly normal face on the internet because I'm so used to seeing a filtered face, and I look in the mirror and go, ooh, a little bit, because my face doesn't look like that. And even amongst my friends, my face does look a little bit different because I don't know anyone apart from me of my age who hasn't had Botox, at least at the minimum. Most people have had a lot more than Botox by my age. So go on, let's have it. How old do you think I am?
This is the reason why most people in London are never going to be able to buy a house, unless they get it through inheritance or they have insane corporate jobs earning £250,000 a year or more. All right, the first big topic is rent. Most people are renting while they're saving for a deposit. The problem in London is that rents are absolutely through the roof, and the majority of your money that you earn and that you're trying to put aside to build your deposit for a property is being spent on rent. So if you're spending that much money on rent, you don't have enough surplus to then start stacking and afford a deposit for a house. So you're in a cycle of just paying your rent, having to live somewhere, paying your rent, and then not being able to save for a deposit. And it just lengthens the time and the age at which you're able to buy a property, and just makes things really, really, really hard. Most people's mortgage payments would be on par with the rent that they're paying for the similar property that they're staying in. So for most people who are renting a property right now, their mortgage payments, if they had a mortgage on it, would be probably lower or same as the rent which they're paying. The problem is people can't afford to save for a deposit because they're paying so much in rent. And also the mortgage applications typically lend you 4.5 times your yearly salaries. So for a lot of properties in London, you're looking at zones 2 to 3, you're looking at £750,000 plus. Let's say your household income is £100,000. You can then borrow £450,000. So your deposit would have to make up the rest, which is £300,000. Who do you know who has a £300,000 deposit? So this is fundamentally the massive problem when it comes to living in London and buying property in London. It's just very, very difficult for anyone to get on the ladder. And then once you do, all of your savings have been depleted to go into a house. And in my opinion, I like to have investments. I like to have things that do go up in value aside from property. And you just have no more exposure to stock market, crypto, or any other hustles you got going on. So all of your money's tied up in your house, and essentially you are house rich but cash poor. And for me personally, that's never a situation that I want to be in because it's just not favorable. But let me know, do you agree with my points? What are your thoughts on the housing market in London? Do you think it can be helped or solved in any way?
Why is 100 GBP coming like 10p these days? Like, inflation is doing us in. I don't understand how £100 go like this capiche. When I was younger, I used to think like £100 was like flipping 10k. Like, that's how much weight £100 was holding. But now it's coming like 10p. You blink, £100 is gone out of your account. Kai! What's the blivies, mate?
This morning, I want to rant because I'm stressed. Obviously, last month was the start of a new financial year. And since April, everything has gone up. My electricity bill's gone up. My Wi-Fi's gone up. Even down to like employee NI. Employee NI has gone from 13% to 15%. Like this morning, I'm paying bills, 1st of May. I just paid employee and it's gone from 13% to 15%. HMRC, why? What else has gone up? My storage unit has gone up. Even my down to cleaning company is charging more. Everything is going up. We're all pretending like everything's okay. We are all screwed.
So not only are we in a cost of living crisis at the minute, if you've not noticed, the world is a bit upside down, which got me thinking. With everyone struggling for money and in such uncertain times, as we all know, I do homegrown vegetables. Don't know why the incentive for Dig for Victory went away after the war, because if the government encouraged people to grow their own food and actually supplemented seed production for people to buy, say at food banks, if they had a little parcel of land, I mean even a windowsill to grow some tomatoes or peppers on, or potatoes. But it got me thinking. This is the Dig for Victory guide from 1945 by Mr. Middleton. It's the all year round gardening guide. And I wanted to see how they did it during the wartime, just after the wartime when they were still rationing. So I brought this online just to sort of follow along as part of a mini-series, follow along some of the hints and tips from this book and see if in 2025 Dig for Victory would still be a great idea. Like, with people struggling for food and everybody having at least a little bit of space on a windowsill or enough for a pot in the garden to grow potatoes in. I'm just going to go to this week in the book and see what the book says. So we're in the first week of February. I'm just going to read you a little excerpt. So we have a planting plan for the first week, the second week, and so on. So I'm going to read you the first bit. Plant shallots. Where weather conditions permit, shallots can be planted. Thoroughly prepare the bed, dressing it with a good general fertiliser, a little extra superphosphate or lime bone meal, and some wood ash. Rake or fork this in. Plant only good sound bulbs in rows 12 inches apart. In dealing with shallots, push the bulbs halfway into the soil 9 inches apart. Simple. In little books like these, they literally have every week of the year on. Every single week of the year. I mean, we've got some old adverts in here, which is fantastic. But every single week and how to help. And this was to help people grow vegetables during wartime. And they were not in wartime, but we are in difficult times. And not only that, we used to grow such vast amounts, especially carrots, that we had a surplus of carrots that we used to have to send abroad. And it just shows that if, as a nation, or as a town or a village, especially if you came together in a smaller town or a smaller village, like food sharing, if someone in the village had a sunnier garden and so they decided to grow sunnier crops, and someone had a shadier garden and they decided to grow sort of shadier loving crops, and there was a sort of community vibe of sharing food, I think something like this would be much needed and much desired in these times that we're living in. So I'm going to be following a few hints and tips from this on the channel. So I use this in the garden for its little hints and tips for digging for victory. I shall let you know how I get on. I might make a little mini series following a few of the tips in this book. Let me know in the comments if you'd like that. But yeah, Dig for Victory by the great Mr. Middleton. Thanks, guys.
I can't believe it. The UK has gone to shit. I've just been into a chippy and bought a load of food. You know, they wrap it in paper, and usually they say, they put it in a bag for you, or do you want a bag, or whatever. They just chucked them at me, right? Like this. This is what they gave me, right? And I looked at the guy and went, have you not got a bag? And he went, oh, well, yeah, you can have one, but it's 15p. 15p. 1-5. And I went, are you having a laugh? 15p. 15p. Like, you want me to walk down the street like this, which, by the way, I just had to do. Luckily, I've got the car down the road, but I mean, hello? 15p for a friggin' bag. Where's that? What's going on with that 15? Where's that going? Like, do you know what I could get for 15p in Taiwan? I'm paying 15p for a bag. Right. As far as I'm aware, bags are made the same way everywhere in the world. If they choose to sell plastic bags, that's up to them. If the green agenda is their concern, they could, you know, supply biodegradable bags or whatever. But I'll give you an example. I went to places in Asia who, again, charge for a bag, but they charged the equivalent of oh, I don't know how much it would even be. It was probably like half a penny, maybe, because it was in, you know, in their money. I just don't get it. I mean, 5p, fair enough. Even when it went up to 10p, I thought that was a bit over the top. But 15p, what is going on? And do you know what the worst thing is? Bad business decision. Because now, I don't want to go there anymore to that particular takeaway. Because I don't want to be the prick walking down the road with a load of paper, hot, wet, soggy food. I mean, luckily I've got the car. If I had to walk home like that, I'd be like, nah, forget it. 15p. Fuck that. I'll stay at home and cook. That is not the way to do business.
When someone asks you what it's like living in the UK, what's life like living in the UK? Are you fucking for real? The government are so fucking corrupt. All they want is your vote so they can get into Parliament, and then once they're in, they fuck us all over. Kids killing kids. We've got homeless people that have fought for this country, living on the fucking streets, can't even get a fucking house, can't even get a property. We're fucking working all hours God sends in us so we can fucking survive, buy our food and pay our rent. We're paying for a fucking war in Ukraine that is billions and billions of pounds that should be going to the UK. There's nothing to do with fucking us. That's what's like life is like living in the UK. Is fucking shit.
Bro, how is anyone affording to actually live in the UK? How are you managing financially? Council tax, insurance tax, income tax, capital gains tax, NHS tax. Bro, you just have a million taxes and then they're going to start charging tax on the tax you pay so you can later pay more tax. Bro, I can't fathom it. How are people surviving in the UK, let alone thriving, when you've just got constant payments you got to make? And bear in mind, that's excluding your standard like rent and your bills and your food and what you need for actual survival. It's like, bro, we're all paying this extortionate amount of money for what? For the services that are terrible. I can't even go see my GP within a 3-week period if I wanted to. And then this is our standard weather where it's just great. It's like, bro, thank God. I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful that I'm in a position financially where I can afford to maintain all these ridiculous payments that I got to be making. But it's like, bro, for the average working class person, bro, I feel for you, because how are you surviving, bro? I'd generally be out here on the streets with the regular 9-to-5 income, like struggling to even eat if it was all of these expenses stacking up and I had a regular wage. I don't even know what I'm spending money on. But yeah, right now it's looking really appealing. Like, I really understand why people are just selling everything they have and moving to Asia, because it's just less stress. You're not getting threatened from HMRC and random institutions every other week for payments that you didn't know you had to make. It's like, bro, like, I'm actually sick and tired of it. Like, I'm one bill away from just getting rid of this apartment, selling my car and just going to Asia, because like, bro, I've had enough.
You know, they have a saying in London, you can't leave your house without spending £20. I'm on my lunch break for work and I just went and got my coat dry cleaned and it was £30, and picked up 2 cosmetics and it was £15. So I left the house for 20 minutes and spent £45. So if you're thinking of moving to London, just know it's not cheap.
This country is finished, man. It's actually finished. God forbid you might actually want to eat healthy or flipping manage your personal hygiene to a basic standard, because it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. I just got some deodorant, packet of rice and some chicken korma ready meal from Sainsbury's and a drink, and it cost me £14.80. Like, from minimum wage, yeah, that's an hour and a half work. If you change the equation from money to time, that's an hour and a half of your life just to barely survive. Like, what the... £14.80 for chicken, rice, deodorant, and a ready meal chicken korma. For £15, bro. God forbid you want to actually survive and not even have fun, just survive comfortably, man. This country's in the mud.
What in the broken Britain cost of living bullshit is this now? Just take a look at this. So we got a small latte. We got a pack of smoked crispy bacon bursts. Anyone guess how much they've just cost me? Come on, someone. You've got to know what they've just cost. Tell me what you think in the comments, and I'll put the cost of them later on, because I'm shocked.
This is another reason we're leaving this country. We want some lamb mince to make a kebab and it's £7.50. Look at the pack. The size of my hand.
getting absolutely ripped off in this country.
£7.50.
And I've had enough. City.
Fuck me, I've decided to be a bit more healthy instead of eating kebabs 8 days a week and watching United pissed up on Jesus Jews. Have you seen these fucking prices for fucking fruit? No wonder every cunt's a fat cunt. I mean, look at this 2-4 quid, like that's good. You can get a fucking doner kebab for an extra £1. No wonder everyone in this country is an obese fat bastard. And since when was it 1.40 for a fucking lettuce? It used to be 59p. Last time I bought one, which, yeah, rightly so, was about 7 years ago. I mean, look at that, 1.40 for a pack of fucking tomatoes. Something for the ladies if you can afford it. £3.50. Get to fuck. You literally got to scramble around the bag in fucking bucket section to try and get anything decent for a decent price. Fuck me, forget Ann Summers. Something else for the ladies there and a lot cheaper. I mean, that's not bad. £1.50 for a double pack. That's not too bad. Now that's not bad. 80p for a fucking pie. Get yourself down to Morrison's. Thank me later.